The next The Big Bang Theory spin-off gets an exciting update, which is dampened by young Sheldon's uncertain situation. Premiering in 2007, The Big Bang Theory came at the right time. While it wasn't an instant hit, it was poised to succeed as it coincided with the rise of geek culture, which was one of its central themes. It was only a matter of time before it grew in popularity, with its primary cast becoming the highest-paid actors on TV. After a decade, The Big Bang Theory was still very popular, motivating CBS to further take advantage of its success by launching its first and still only spin-off, Young Sheldon. Since The Big Bang Theory ended with Season 12 in 2019, Young Sheldon has kept the TV universe alive. Considering that it has become the #1 network comedy, it's safe to say that it has done a great job making sure that Chuck Lorre and Bill Prade's franchise remains relevant years after its mothership show wrapped up. Knowing full well how popular The Big Bang Theory was, there were rumbles that another offshoot was in the works before it went off but nothing materialized until 2023. Per a new report, Warner Bros. Television and studio-based Chuck Lorre Prods are coming up with another show set in the Big Bang Theory universe, although it remains uncertain what it may be about. Lorre's latest Big Bang Theory spin-off update explained, "The Big Bang Theory offshoot is still in its very early stages. On the heels of the Writers Guild of America strike of 2023, Lorre is finally to get back to work on the upcoming The Big Bang Theory spin-off." When asked about the status of the new project, the producer extraordinaire was short on his answer. Lorre says that the TBD endeavor is still prenatal, and he doesn't like talking about something until it has actually been birthed. So while he seems to already have an idea of what the offshoot may be, he clearly isn't ready to talk about it. And that may be for the better, especially considering his experience with The Big Bang Theory. It's no secret that Lorre and Prady had to change the original The Big Bang Theory pilot a few times, particularly after CBS asked them to rework the episode. Since the next offshoot is still in its very early stages, many of its elements can still change over the course of the process. So instead of getting people excited about things that are not set in stone, it's best to keep his cards close to the chest at this point. Given where he is in the process, it also means that the endeavor may be multiple years away from actually coming to fruition. The idea of another The Big Bang Theory spin-off coming should be more than enough to excite fans, especially with Lorre confirming that the project is still happening despite the WGA strike of 2023. That being said, this development doesn't seem to be all that exciting when young Sheldon's current predicament is considered. Because of the prequel's popularity, CBS would want to keep it going for more years. Unfortunately, because of its The Big Bang Theory ties, Young Sheldon is nearing its natural end. This results in Season 7 potentially being its last. If Young Sheldon indeed ends with Season 7 and Lorre maintains the working pace for the new show, there are two possible disappointing scenarios. Firstly, there won't be any kind of crossover between Sheldon's origin story and its predecessor. Regardless of the nature of the next offshoot, CBS and Max can find a way to establish a connection between them, which is one of the biggest benefits of an expanding universe. Secondly, The Big Bang Theory may be looking at a hiatus, meaning there's no new content or stories to come out of the franchise. This will mark the first time this will happen in more than 15 years. Lorre may not have revealed much about his next The Big Bang Theory project, but his brief update strongly suggests that the project is still a long way to go from premiering. For context, developing a new show, even something that is tied to an established brand, can take years or worse. It may even be stuck in development hell, which means that it doesn't have any significant progress for a long time. Luckily, Lorre already has a platform partner for the show, Max, formerly HBO Max, which is one thing to not be worried about. Still, this doesn't guarantee that the project will be smooth sailing from now on. It's also worth noting that Lorre is still working on Young Sheldon. Granted that the prequel series is already a well-oiled machine at this point, it still needs his attention, especially if they are actually wrapping up its run with Season 7. As the co-creator of The Big Bang Theory, it's safe to assume that he wants to tie young Sheldon's finale to the events of its parent series. That way, there's a seamless transition between the projects. For context, that was exactly the case when the prequel staged an emotional tribute to the nerd-centric sitcom when it ended. There are several possible premises for the next The Big Bang Theory spinoff. One of the most popular ideas is to simply rebrand young Sheldon to the Coopers. After Sheldon moves to California to start his post-grad studies at Caltech, George and Missy can carry the series with CBS making it a true family comedy. It can also shift its focus to Paige Swanson, Sheldon's fellow prodigy who has become rebellious after the divorce of her parents. Otherwise, Lore can follow young Sheldon's lead and create another prequel. Young Howard has long been suggested, considering the Wolowitz's interesting family history. Penny's origins also sound interesting. Whatever the case may be, the fact that Lore is spearheading this new project should be an assurance that it is being carefully developed. As someone who laid the foundation for the Big Bang Theory, he would be very keen on making sure that the next project on the roster will not ruin the legacy of the comedy, especially in light of young Sheldon's success.